the simplest explanation is usually correct, right? No, not when it doesn't fit the observed data. You can't say that every sighting of a UFO is a plane or a flare or a weather balloon when it doesn't fit what people actually saw, especially when we have radar data, witnesses, fighter pilots, radar operators, and video that all show that something was there. So Mick West made this video showing that it's really just a plane that we're seeing in the Tic Tac video. I don't buy it. He said it's a plane in the Tic Tac video, but he said the tail is on the left-hand side. And if the tail is on the left-hand side, my question to him is, how did the plane move from right to left, from 4 degrees right to 8 degrees left in that amount of time if it's really far away and the tail of the plane is on the left? So the plane is flying backwards. The F-18 that took this video was just going in autopilot mode. So it's not banking, it's not turning, it's just maintaining the same heading. The only slight banking it's doing is to make sure that it stays in a straight line due to the wind. But how is the Tic Tac moving from right to left if the tail is on the left-hand side? That doesn't make any sense to me. So that needs to be explained if we're going to go with this debunking airplane theory. And the most important thing that gets missed in the video is that there's the 99.9 range on the upper right-hand side of the video. So Commander David Fravor has said in an interview that this represents active radar jamming. The reason that the rangefinder can't find the distance of the target is because there's active radar jamming going on while the video is being taken, and this is technically an act of war.
So what he saw when he first gets it is they're flying out there, and you can look at the video. They're actually about 20,000 feet with the autopilot on, just with the auto throttles on, so the airplane's they're just driving around. And he sees it, and he's in the back seat. So he goes to lock the radar, and what happens when the radar starts picking up indications that it's being jammed, so what happens is your signal goes out, and then something manipulates the signal and sends it back to you, right? And there's a bunch of different forms. If it says I'm being jammed, and it gives us indications in the cockpit. It'll put big strobes up and it does all kinds of things. And it's pretty obvious when it happens. You go, I'm being jammed. Jamming by something other than us playing with ourselves is technically an act of war, just so you know. So this thing jams, and what he does, because he sees it being jammed right away, he can castle real quick and go from that azimuth altitude, we call it ASL, he can immediately go to his targeting flare. So that's what he does. He castles over, he gets the targeting flare, and then he takes the passive track, because obviously your radar is not working and not going to work. So that's the tape that no one has seen. I have a lot. And this is one of those things, like everyone knows where they're at. I hate to say it, but 9/11, if you were alive back then, you know exactly what you're doing on that day. This is one of those days for me. I mean, I know exactly what was going on. It's very clear, because it's like one of the weirdest things you're ever going to happen to you. So when you see that, and it's jamming, that's when he gets the passive track, and that's the minute and 30 seconds that you see.
What tape did you see that nobody's seen?
The radar tape. The radar tape off of the airplane that took the video.
So if it really is just a passenger plane, why is it using active radar jamming against our fighter jets? Is it Air Force One or something? That doesn't make any sense. So is it solved? Not even close.